Welcome back to the show. I'm Anna, and you're watching Anna Speaks Out. Thanks for being here. So, as many of you are probably aware, Kim Kardashian came out with a Santa Baby music video 6 days ago as of the time of recording this. And it's been garnering quite a bit of attention for, frankly, how kind of bizarre and off-putting it is. And there are a few significant things that I would like to point out about it. So here we have a girl holding a top hat over one of her eyes, exposing just the other eye. According to a Scottish Rite blog entry called The Meaning Behind Masonic Regalia, there is apparently something called Worshipful Master's Top Hat. And they state that in most Masonic lodges, the master wears a top hat to signify the authority of his office. And considering the fact that there was one eye covered by the hat, it's also interesting to note that according to the George Washington Masonic National Memorial website, in an article called The Eye of Providence, A Journey into Masonic Symbolism, they say the Eye of Providence is a symbol recognized by Freemasons everywhere as a beautiful representation of the watchful care of the Supreme Architect. But its history as a symbol reveals ancient roots that antedate its inclusion in our craft by millennia. And on the Manchester Lodge Freemason website, we see that regarding the Supreme Being or Supreme Architect, Masons believe that there is one God and that people employ many different ways to seek and to express what they know of God. Masonry primarily uses the appellation Grand Architect of the Universe and other non-sectarian titles to address the deity. So it certainly sounds like they're saying that basically all spiritual paths lead to the true God, which is completely antithetical to the Bible, because Jesus himself said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me," as recorded in the book of John, chapter 14, verse 6. So I feel like it's pretty much already safe to conclude at this point that this is a very antichrist/satanic music video. And that is just further proven as we see really a mockery of biblical nativity scenes, and even Jesus himself with the crown of thorns come up next. And we see Kim K continuing to crawl through this house here, and she's going to have a final sort of goal destination at the end. Which is Macaulay Culkin as Santa Claus. So in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, we see that Old Nick, like jolly old St. Nicholas, was used as a name of the devil, with synonyms for the term including devil, Lucifer, Beelzebub, and Satan. So there's that, and let's also talk a bit about the guy playing Santa in this music video, Macaulay Culkin. From 2013 to 2018, he was a part of a band called the Pizza Underground, which is significant because Around the time of the 2016 presidential election, there was a quote-unquote fake news scandal claiming that Hillary Clinton ran a pizza restaurant, let's just say under 18 spicy content ring, which is obviously a very horrific allegation, and apparently Elon Musk was boosting that conspiracy theory that was referred to as Pizzagate just last year on X. In my opinion, he really seems to want to convince a certain sector of the population that he is on their side and on their team. Okay, and then another interesting thing about Macaulay Culkin is that he has often been seen wearing these bunny ears all over the place, seemingly to promote his podcast called Bunny Ears. And one disturbing entry that I found on this written blog version of the podcast, as it seems to be, is this guide for basically doing a meditation to Baphomet, as you can see here. And it refers to causing oneself to bleed in honor of Baphomet. Of course, they would try to pass it off to be a joke, but I'll leave that up to you to make judgment on. And so now you might be asking, but why would a young guy in Hollywood want to call his podcast Bunny Ears in the first place? Isn't that kind of odd? And maybe this is a stretch, but it does tend to make me think about the picture that hangs on the wall of the apartment of Joey and Chandler in the TV show Friends as well. A totally unrelated scientific factoid for you is, here is what the molecular structure of a certain substance called adrenochrome looks like. And when you rotate it 90 degrees, it kind of looks a little bit like bunny ears, so that's interesting. So there are definitely some significantly sexual themes in this video, like the twister scene at the beginning, and another thing that stands out to me is this guy counting a wad of cash and saying, "Not as much as last week. Not as much as last week." That, combined with all of these scantily clad women, some of them seemingly sort of passed out, filling this house, gives off a certain sort of vibe, if you catch my drift. So without me saying too much and running the risk of potentially angering our dear sweet technocrat overlords, I trust that you can probably start to piece all of this together in your own head. And I very much look forward to seeing what you all have to say down in the comments. If you're with me on this, please share this video out to help to expose these unfruitful works of darkness, as we are instructed to do as Christians in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11. Thank you again so much for being here today. Please click the thumbs up since you liked it enough to make it all the way to the end. Make sure you're subscribed and share around. If you're not already, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at My Thoughts and Songs, and on Facebook, where my username is Anna Charity. Thank you again so much for being here today, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.